Hello there, welcome to another episode of COVID-19 Updates here in Chatham-Kent, where we talk to different municipal officials, individuals, and organizations that are doing the best things that they can to get us through this COVID-19 pandemic here in our little community. And you're probably thinking to yourself, what's the housing market looking like here in Chatham-Kent? Well, I'm happy to hear it. I have Michael Gibbons, president of the Chatham-Kent Association of Realtors. Michael, thanks for joining me today.
Thanks, Eric. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
So I have to ask you, how are you and your family doing during this interesting time in our community, province, and the world?
It has been a definite challenge. I'm not used to staying home as much as I am, and obviously neither are my kids. I have two boys at home, and I've got one that's in university just finishing up. So he's on his own. He's on his own path, and unfortunately he can't come home, which is difficult. But he's on his own path that way. The other two, both teenage boys in John McGregor, and my middle son is high functioning autistic. He's actually doing really well with being able to work from home, so to speak. He gets contact with his EA for courses, and he's actually performing quite well. And my son, well, sometimes you don't enjoy doing school from home. So we'll see how it goes.
Absolutely. I think everyone's adapting to this in better ways than others, but we're all getting through this one way at a time. So before COVID-19 hit, Chatham-Kent was, a hot spot for people to find affordable housing, attracting new people to the community. How's this now affected potential buyers that are moving here, or just locals that are searching for that their new forever home?
Well, Eric, it's certainly presented its share of issues. I mean, locally for this month compared to last year, we're down about 55%. So it's severely cut into our overall sales. I will say, however, on a positive note, we're up almost 13% on our prices. So in 2019, for example, we were sitting around 264,000. We're sitting right now about 299,000 for average sales per month, the average sale price. So year to date, we're also up. We were at 252 for 2019. We're at about 276 for this year. And what I tell a lot of people is that places from the GTA, the Golden Horseshoe, that kind of thing. A lot of those people kind of found us in the last couple of years, and it has affected sale prices. It has affected stock inventory. We do review stats quarterly. It's been 25 to 30% quarter over quarter for the last 2 years that it's been out of town buyers, Golden Horseshoe, GTA, etc.
Okay, and that actually segues to my next question. That we are getting a lot of people from the GTA coming down here. While we can't compare ourselves to a city like Toronto or Kitchener-Waterloo in terms of house transfers, but many whom were in the process of closing homes within the area and perhaps have been laid off due to COVID-19, has there been any type of assistance from our senior levels of government or our forms of the financial institutions to help finish any of these transactions that may have been in the process during COVID?
Well, the wonderful thing about a transaction is that there's that conditional period. As long as we've cleared that conditional period and the bank has said at that point, yes, you're okay for the money, you're usually 99% good to continue the transaction and finish it out. Problem is now is that the number of layoffs and job losses that have occurred, the banks are really tightening up their belt, so to speak, and just maintaining and following their criteria much more closely, making sure that they know day to day, because while you may have had 2 working people to buy a house last week, that may not be the case this week, so they're going to be checking more and more on that. But from a government standpoint, I'm not really aware programs that are assisting people specifically in buying homes beyond what we had pre-COVID.
Yeah, no, I think that was just an interesting thing. There was a lot of resources coming from our senior levels of government, and obviously nobody wants to be without a home during this interesting time in our world. So it's good that things are being done to the best of their abilities. We are still seeing sale listings all over CK. In fact, every once in a while I take a look at MLS just to see what is kind of out there. What are our realtors doing to take extra precaution in case somebody may want to view a home? What are they doing to ensure a health and safe visit?
They're being as careful as they can. We get mandated through the Ontario Real Estate Association. Their main statement is that it's not business as usual. So don't just expect to call up your realtor and say, I want to go see such and such house, and an hour later you're there. It's not quite that simple. There's a lot more paperwork involved, which I think is a reasonable step, at least to provide information and avoid potential liabilities.
Sure. Nope.
But really, my aim is that if you don't need to be out in the market, I really wouldn't suggest it at this time.
Yeah, no, absolutely, for the safety of all realtors out there, and of course the people who are looking for their places. I think that's a great way to put it, and hopefully when this all blows over, people will start slowly viewing homes. Which again segues to the next question. Ontario is opening up in smaller phases, 3-stage process, ranging anywhere from 2 to 6 weeks. Ideally, how will this put the realtor market back in play and hope for people to find their forever homes? Do you have a guess of where in stage 1 or 3 that may be?
I've been asking that question of the Ontario Real Estate Association myself, and unfortunately, the reality is no one can crystal ball it. I know that we have seen an uptick in listings in the last week since Premier Ford announced they were loosening some restrictions. I would point out that we haven't received any notification that there are any changes in any of the restrictions that realtors are under. So that being said, unfortunately, realtors are a lot of type A personalities, and they're ready to go before everyone else is ready to go. I know a lot of them are up and gone before the sun comes up. It's quite a business, but I trust that they're going to continue to monitor and make sure that all of the protocols are followed properly and that they're keeping people safe.
Absolutely, and I hope that small portion of our economy gets opened up. People will start being able to find those forever homes, and we can slowly get back to life as we know it normally. Michael, thank you for all that you and your team are doing. Is there anything else you would like to add before we close up?
I think it's important, Eric. Like a lot of people, given this opportunity, I'd like to definitely make sure that I say thank you to all the frontline workers, whether they be in healthcare, whether they be in grocery stores, whether they be in a pharmacy, whether they be trucks on the road, or the farms and factories that are keeping us fed and safe and supplied. It's important, I think, to send a big thank you to all of them.
You got that right, Dave. They put themselves on the line for our health and safety. Can't thank them enough. And when this is all said and done, I hope Chatham can have one giant big block party to help celebrate all the hard work that we've all done. So, Michael, thank you so much for your time today.
Thanks so much, Eric. I appreciate it.